Welcome to Gab Talk, where we provide tools, tips, and techniques to help your life and business be easier, better, and faster. Well, hello, everybody. How are you today? I'm Gabriella, and this is Gab Talks. Welcome to our next episode. Today, I have with us a fantastic expert guest to share with you. I have Jeff Klein. Hi, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm great.
I just love when I get to talk to you. So I would like to go ahead and jump right in and have you share with our audience all about your expertise.
You bet. I'm glad to be here. I do several things, Gab, but mainly I help people find the words to say what they do in a way that other people actually care and respond in the way they want them to. I've been teaching the elevator pitch since 2004 and teaching business networking since then. And I've been teaching people how to be speakers and speak to get business since 2006. So those things kind of converged after a career in advertising and marketing.
Yeah, so that's such an incredibly important skill. We all tell our story and try and figure out how to shove so much information into this 30 seconds, thinking that everyone's going to care because it's coming out of our mouths. And I have had the opportunity to learn from you and some other amazing experts, and the words that matter that people will actually listen to. Oh my goodness. Everybody needs a Jeff Klein. So you have a background that got you to where you are. And we've talked about that. And I think that's something our audience would really be interested in hearing. Will you share that with us?
I came out of the arts. I was a drama kid in high school, and my degree in college was theater. The first couple of years of college, I hadn't figured out yet that's where I wanted to land. But by the time I got to my junior year, I found it. And then I spent 12 or 15 years here in the Dallas, Texas market in the film business, actually behind the camera as an art director and a prop master, making a few movies, some TV shows, but a lot of TV commercials and corporate videos. Then I went to work for the Texas Film Association, which I had been a volunteer and a board member for. And that led to a couple of jobs with production companies and then an advertising agency. And I came out of all that stuff in 2001, looking around saying, what am I going to do next? What do I want to be when I grow up? And I decided to start my own advertising agency. And so in 2001, I started Klein Creative Advertising. And my goal was to help small businesses do what the big agencies do for big businesses. And I've discovered an organization called CEO Space. And every Friday here in Dallas, they were teaching the elevator pitch at lunch. And I really clicked with the education. I clicked with the state director who was teaching it. And at the same time, I was going to the NSA, National Speaker Association meetings. And I wound up joining the North Texas chapter of NSA as a vendor. And one of the things I say about my career now is it's a series of fortunate accidents. 2007, I spoke once a week. I set a goal to speak once a week. And then in 2008, I set a goal to speak twice a week. And I did that for 2 years. So 2010 rolls around. I'd just spoken 250 times over a 3-year period. I had figured out a bunch of things. And I had some coaches show up for me to help me systematize what I had learned, close the ad agency, turn Speaker Co-op into my company, my business, created a membership model, created a video to teach my system of how to turn a 20-minute talk into clients and leads, and started mentoring people on speaking. And then there's a whole lot of changes have happened, obviously, since 2010, but that's the foundation of where I'm at now.
That is such an awesome story. I myself have a bit of I was over here and now I'm doing something totally different. So I get that. And I think a lot of people in our audience are probably in a similar situation because of all the changes that happen along a career path, and the world and the economy and all the things that come up, and we do things and then we're like, that's not working, let me go change something, or that is working, and more people ask us, so that's such an incredible story. So One of the things I think is really important for our audience is that in order to reach these interesting plateaus and levels of success and climax and whatever in our career, there are things that influence our decisions and how we make and take directions. You've really shared quite a bit about your influences. Is there anything else that you would want to share about what influenced you to come down the path that you went?
One of the things that helped me with getting into the film business, there's two ways to get in the film business. One is go to film school, and the other is learn OTJ, on the job.
Right.
And I learned on the job, and that involves people who mentor you because they take you under their wing, even if it's just little things like helping a guy put together a film dolly or a crane, when you're first starting out. And there were those people that helped me along the way. But there's not one, I can't point to one person or one teacher or one mentor. My high school drama teacher was a great influence to me, and she's still a friend. And the professors at my theater department were wonderful people who taught me some things that I still use today. I think I'm I want to say, smorgasbord or goulash of the people that I've known over the years and the experiences I've had. Growing up, I lived in 5 or 6 different places as a kid. We moved around everywhere from Dallas, Texas to Schenectady, New York to Shreveport, Louisiana. And you meet all kinds of different people in places, and people from all walks of life and all levels of economic and social, et cetera, et cetera. I hung out with debutantes, but I also played football. So I knew kids from the slums, and I knew kids from the mansions, and their parents, and that helps make you a fully rounded person. I think it's important to learn from people and read about and admire, but I think it's also okay if you accept that you're an on-the-job learner as opposed to an icon learner.
Well, one of the things that I talk about when I'm in networking and when I'm working with people is, and it was a friend of mine that used this term with me that really, really resonated, and I think it absolutely is relevant to you, is relationship capital. We know about money as capital. We know about social, the persona we put out there and stuff like that, but relationship capital is where we are giving and doing, and in return we receive. So, being mentored and giving mentorship. Hello, awesome listener. Thank you so much for joining us today at Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts. We're going to take a short break and say thank you to our sponsors. It is through the generous support of these sponsors that we are able to bring to you these amazing experts that are sharing their best tips for your success. So please listen to what our sponsors have to say, and hopefully they're going to inspire you that you're going to click their links and go support them. Global Prosperity Academy, GPA, is a community of like-minded individuals that are heart-centered and mission-driven, focusing on high-level communication training, leadership development, and strategic community building. Take a look at the video in the link below and see how GPA is right for you.
Introducing Boost by GoV, a high-end, first-in-class fuel catalyst tablet that is taking the world by storm. How would you like to save money on gas and go further on every single tank? The new MPG is here. Get more miles per gallon, boost power and performance, and reduce emissions and exhaust. What would you say if you could pay less and make fewer trips to the gas pump? It's time to wake up and get on the move. What are you waiting for? Get more out of life and join the GoV experience today. Scan the QR code or check the show notes for more information.
So we have these amazing stories and this amazing background that we have developed through lots of experiences and skills. And that is what gets us to where we are today. If you went back and talked to that high school kid that you were moving around all over, or that, right out of college, trying to decide what direction you were going to go in and having no idea where you were going to go, what one piece of advice would you give?
Put $20 in a fund, in an IRA, or in a fund or some sort every month, because that, if I had done that in my 20s, my early entrepreneurship would have been very different. I still would have been able to be an entrepreneur, but I would not have had to struggle as much as far as the financial piece.
I think I got that advice and didn't heed it until I was in my 30s.
Yeah, no, I got the advice back then from people.
We just didn't heed it
No,
until
I couldn't figure out how I could do without $25 every month.
I think many of us get that advice, and you're right. And one of the things that I have a teenager and I'm teaching her to put money aside now, because if she learns now how to have that put aside as if it doesn't even exist in her everyday world, she learns that, builds that muscle so that she learns how to live without that money and live in the means of the money that she is keeping. So that is fantastic advice. Okay, so Jeff, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor to you, because I know that you have some really great nuggets of wisdom to share with our audience that they could go and take actionable steps right now.
I'll start with the whole thing about networking. Some people, okay, so you start a new business, people go, well, go network, go to the chamber, go and join a group, and nobody teaches you what that means or how to do it, right? I mean, I had to figure it all out on my own. One thing I didn't realize was I had been networking almost my whole life. When you tell somebody about a great movie or a great restaurant or a great hairstylist, that's networking. That's giving a referral. When you say go see Sally at the hair salon, that's a referral. So a concrete tip you can use right away is, if you are serious about using networking and it's the most cost-effective way to grow your business, join a category exclusive networking group. Whether it's BNI, they're the most well-known, but it's a group where you're the only person in your profession in the group. And the way to choose the right group, you should shop around. Choose the right group is when they're doing thank yous. If they're thanking each other for business outside the room, that's a good group. If they're only thanking business people for hiring each other, move on to some other group.
Interesting.
So I'm going to reiterate that. If they're only doing business with each other, they're not giving referrals. They're only hiring each other. If they're saying, thank you for helping my client, or thank you for helping my friend, that's a group to stick around for. And when you're doing the elevator pitch in those groups, don't wing it. Practice ahead of time. Pick who you're going to ask to meet before you show up. Pick 3 job titles that you know you can partner with to help you grow your business, people who want to work with the same kinds of clients you do. And that's 3 different commercials. You only ask for 1 job title per 30-second commercial. This week, I'm looking to meet chiropractors because we both want to meet these people. But the point is find a partner for your business. Don't try to ask to meet everybody, because it's a process. You're going to go, if you like the group, you're going to come back next week and ask to meet one of the other partners.
Did you have any other tips that you wanted to share with our audience before we close out the interview?
This one could actually change your entire business. If one-on-ones are selling opportunities for you, you're losing business. A networking one-on-one is not a sales meeting. It's your opportunity to find out who that other person wants to meet and for them to find out who you want to meet. That doesn't mean at some point that person couldn't become your customer, but the networking one-on-one is not a sales meeting. It's not your chance to recruit. It's not your chance to add somebody to your downline. It's not your chance to show your presentation, because the multi-level marketing folks, and I'm one of them, are the biggest culprits of trying to sell in one-on-ones. And second biggest are financial advisors, because they're not taught better. But don't sell in one-on-ones. Show up ready to serve. Give referrals in order to get referrals.
Yeah, I built a business over 4 years where 90% of my clients came because other people gave out my names. That is, in my personal opinion, the most powerful way to generate new business, because a warm to hot referral that's calling you is a much higher opt-in than having to go out and shake 1,000 hands to get one conversation. On each episode of Gab Talk Success Tips from Experts, we like to highlight a hero sponsor who is a business that chooses to highlight a do-good organization in their own community that is bettering the world. Today's hero sponsor is...
Hello, I'm Deborah Thorne, the Information Diva, author, coach, trainer, speaker, and the proud host of the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. Today, it is my pleasure to highlight one of my favorite nonprofit organizations, Demo Chicks. Demo Chicks empowers, elevates, and enlightens girls and young women in the non-traditional fields of architecture, construction, and engineering. For more information about Demo Chicks, please use the link below. Thank you for your support.
So Jeff, I know that you have tons more guidance and wisdom to share with our audience, but we do need to close the interview. So I would like our audience to know where they can reach out to you to learn more from you directly.
So for business networking, it's jeffkleinspeaker.com. And for speaking, it's speakercoop.com.
Awesome. And you're on social media where?
Jeff Klein Speaker on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. There's a bunch of other Jeff Kleins, but if you add the word speaker after it, you'll find me on all of those platforms.
Gotcha. So that's the key, you guys. Make sure you add speaker after his name, and then you will find the best and correct Jeff Klein. So don't forget, we will put the links down below in the show notes and in the description so that you can click on those to get to him directly and reach out and find out how Jeff can help you in your business. Now, I know before we started, we had a brief conversation about the offers that you have, because you have something fantastic that our audience can go and take action with right now. And we will also put the link for that down below in the show notes and in the description. Can you share with us what that is?
Absolutely. I have a one-on-one checklist, which is a worksheet. It's a Word document to use for your one-on-ones. And it's got a bunch of blanks to fill in. So you make sure you get all the information you need to know, and then some stuff you just want to know for your one-on-ones. It is a Word doc, so you can change it, and you have permission to edit it. I just ask that you leave my info at the bottom. And when you take a copy of it to your one-on-one, take two, because when they see you using it, they're going to want to use it too.
There you go. That's awesome. All right. So click the links below, reach out to Jeff. He is an awesome guy to know, has such a wealth of information to share with you guys. So I am so excited that we got to chat today and that I got to bring you to our audience as an expert. You guys, don't forget to click the subscribe button and make sure that you select the reminder so that you get notified when our next episode is publishing. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We hope you got value today. We want to give a huge shout out of gratitude to our contributors. Please make sure you click the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click the bell up above to get reminders when we add new content.